Welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, here with the video I promised you all yesterday, going over the two new buildings that they created for us in the last update a few days ago, the Shipment Center and the Survivors Camp. Now, I know they brought a bunch of other stuff to us with that debate, including the entrustment system and the Alliance Vault, which are worth noting, but this video is going to be specifically about the two new buildings because there's a lot to go over. We will start off the first part of this video with Survivors Camp, and honestly, this is a bit of a hit and miss for me. Survivors are definitely a nice addition for people who are just starting out the game, who can grow these from the very beginning with their accounts at the very beginning. But for those who are already well established, this is very much another pay to win aspect of things due to how the stat bonuses for tactical teams work. So, first things first, and this works just like the police station. You are able to draw for free a survivor every day, and you have access to these signaling devices that allow you to draw for additional survivors. Now, there's a lot of ways to get these. A lot. Daily task, water war. You got rewards for Alliance League, Archipelago Raid, and Genesis War. But basically, just playing the game, you get access to these. So you shouldn't have any shortage of survivors to choose from. But it is a lot easier for other people to get them because, again, you can just buy the damn things. The survivors themselves have two stats, at least two stats. There are a couple with more, but primarily you have your basic attributes and then you have your tactical team attributes. The basic attributes are acquired and they are kept throughout your gameplay. You don't have to equip them to anything, they don't have to be assigned anywhere. That's just the bonuses you get. As you can see, the survivor attributes I have unlocked give me 2% food gathering speed, 1.3 oil production, so on and so forth. I also have some like adventure HP of 11.5%. I don't have to put them anywhere. Those are just active. Now, the stats here at the bottom are the activated stats that only apply to the hero that they are assigned to. As you can see, I have Henry here in Ironclad Elites assigned to Thunder. So Thunder, when he's out on the field, has additional damage dealt to rider squads of plus 0.03%. Only applies to Thunder and the march that he's involved in. Now, I have not tested to see if it works with Thunder being on Assistant. If it does, you can stack, then you would be able to stack buffs from two different heroes. However, I don't believe that applies. For example, it says here, tactical teams are composed of a hero and a group of survivors. Each team can only have one hero as its team leader. Every tactical team has specialty requirements, and only survivors who match the team's specialties can join the team to fight alongside the hero. What does that mean? It means that in these instances, you're only allowed to pick survivors that have the matching tab along with them. For Ironclad recruits, the only option you have for any of these three are the infantry tab. They can only be infantry specialists, and as you can see, it limits me to only choosing from other infantry. This also applies equally to Flashbolt and Hawkeye recruits, which increase rider and range stats respectively. Now, the Ironclad, Flashbolt, and Hawkeye elites have an additional slot at the very end. So these two are normal. You can only have riders. However, on the bottom one, you can choose from infantry, rider, or ranged survivors to pick here. Note that it does allow for all three. Now, remember when I said that some of the survivors have more than the two stats? If you scroll down in your hero list, there are three currently that have more than one tab. That's because they have two different skills that you can activate. For example, Anna has skill damage dealt of 0.3% and ranged attack of 0.6%. If I were to slot her in to one of these spots, it would activate both abilities simultaneously. That goes equally for both James and Fawn. James having infantry squad attack and squad counter damage, which arguably are both infantry, and Rider squad attack and squad basic damage, which is Chasey's bread and butter. So keep that in mind when filling out your tactical teams. You can choose from stats that would benefit other troop types if you have that option. Because, for example, just because it has the Rider squad item doesn't mean that it's specifically to Riders. For example, this one's skill damage taken by troop is dropped by 0.4%. It's a Rider specialty, but you can equip this to an infantry commander and it'll work just the same. Now, the one thing I don't like about this right now is that you don't get to pick what survivors you go with. It is 100% luck of the draw. I don't get to pick a favorite. I don't get to pick what type of survivor I want. I don't get to pick if I want all infantry survivors. Right now, you're stuck with what you got. So I have a little bit of a problem with that. And also the fact that you can, again, just buy these dang things. But just from playing the game and doing what I've gotten for the last day, I have a new survivor now. And I can put him on a tactical team and say I want to come over here and switch him in for Angus. And there we go. And 10. There is one other thing about this one. We have Doomsday Bonds. You may have seen this kind of thing in other games where having certain survivors or certain heroes activates different buffs, and leveling them up increases the level of those buffs. Some survivors share a bond with each other. Collecting all survivors that share bond activities will grant new abilities such as your adventure attack, resource production, gathering speed, so on and so forth. You can be upgraded by increasing the level of survivors that share that bond. What that means is, say I activate this Wilderness Hunter, and I level all of these 3 up to level 2, but this one stays at level 1. Level 1 Wilderness Hunter would be all that's active. If she then levels up to level 2, the entire bond would level up to level 2. And these can be leveled up quite a bit. Now, as you get further down and get some of the gold heroes, some of the bonuses you get from them are pretty nice. Squad damage reduction, infantry squad damage. The adventure attack, adventure defense are meh. Reduction in death rate and healing costs are always going to be nice. But essentially, you have a lot of different things you can do with the survivors. I hope there's going to be some changes to it in the future based off of what heroes you're hoping to get, or maybe picking a chance to collect certain survivors over others. But otherwise, it's not a horrible addition to the game. There's just things I would have rather done different. Now, for the one that I like the most, the Shipment Center. This is a wonderful ad because there's no bonuses really to being a pay-to-win player for this. And there's already plans to add Alliance Escort underway. Now, if you've played other games, you may know the Alliance Escort is likely going to be something along the lines of they put a large truck on the map, you have a bunch of your Alliance mates go guard that truck and prevent zombies or something from attacking the truck, and you get rewards at the end of it. So hopefully we get something like that. It'd be a nice little addition to this game. And if you decide to pay a little bit extra for the Super Monthly Pass, you can unlock the 4th shipment simultaneously. But personally, I don't think that's necessary, nor is it worth your money. Now, what is this at all? The point of this is to take these shipments, send your heroes out to guard these shipments, and collect the rewards after 4 hours has passed and the shipment has gotten to where it's going. It's just a wonderful little addition to the game to set, forget about it, come back, you get more free stuff. Now, how it works, you have the shipment that you're automatically given, which can be ranked anywhere from D to S, S being the best, obviously, and you get to see the rewards that you would get for that shipment. I don't like this one. C is a little bit low rank. I do get 2 of these reset tags, but otherwise, kind of kind of dumb rewards. I can hit the free reset once per shipment, and it doesn't upgrade it automatically, it just randomly resets the rewards. This is a B rank. I have more speed ups, but I still only have the 2. From here on out, it takes one of the reset tags to reset the shipment again. So I'll reset it until I get a reward that I want. Hopefully I get it within a certain amount of tags, but I'm hoping. Oh, here's an S rank one. I get a gold star, I get one of those signaling devices, and a few other things. You don't have to take the S one. Know that taking the S1 does have its own cons that I'll talk about later, but I'm going to go ahead and choose this one just to go through the process. Now, this looks very similar to Arena of Doom. You will pick 3 teams of heroes instead of 5, and you will do your best to protect that shipment for 4 hours. Now, you can come in here, select the heroes that you want to select. But I already have a pre-saved one for my Eddie, Thunder, and Adut team. I've got them set up the way that I want them to defend it, and I will click Formation Complete. Now I have my march set up. I have the power that is going to be guarding that, and that's important later, we'll talk about it. And then I will choose to start escorting. This takes 4 hours. I cannot stop this at all. Now, notice down here at the bottom it says there's raid chances. Other people in the game can choose to raid your shipment to try and get some of the rewards that are available to you within that 4-hour time window. They can take a shot at trying to beat your team, and if they do, they will get some of the resources and 2 to 3 of the items involved up here. Now, you won't get those at the end of the reward, and if they do raid you twice, you will still get some of these. It is entirely random what the enemy gets from raiding you. So just know that putting an S out there likely going to get you attacked because you have better rewards here, but you may still get what you wanted at the end of it. Now, if the enemy can raid me, that means I can raid them, right? Absolutely. On the other shipments tab up here, it gives me a list of other shipments that I can take. Now, if you paid attention in the scrambling process of picking my own shipment, you would see that the colors of the trucks, or at least the truck's tarps, is what grade or what rank of shipment they have. Got a D rank, C rank, B, B, A rank, and of course S rank. As you can see, we just got off a reset not 5 minutes ago. They set up their march to guard this one, and it was already rated. That's because the rewards on this are better. A, less likely to be rated, but it does still have some good rewards, especially if you're getting access to the signaling devices. Like this one has the opportunity to take 3 of those away. I'm probably going to raid that. And it's going to be completing in about 36 minutes. So he started his a while ago. But as you can see, there's really no reason to raid the D rank. So they're going to get those resources for free and not have to worry about getting attacked. So here's the raid process. It'll show me where that truck is on the map. I'll click raid, and then I'll come in here and I'll choose my march to attack this one. I think that my Eddie can handle attacking the Robert, but I want to make sure I kill that Julia quickly. So I will stack up on Julia, hit start, and it goes through a standard Arena of Doom match against the enemy. And we can sit here and watch this process, but I think because I've targeted the Julia, they're not going to have enough offense to beat me after this is said and done, so I'll skip, and victory. I got some of the resources, and 2 to 3 of the items. Cool. Now, if I come back into the shipment menu, if I reset, oh, it's changed. So now I have the opportunity to take other resources. And you can keep hitting reset, but a lot of the time right now, it just reloads what you can currently see. But you can raid the same truck twice in hopes of getting the rewards that you want. So, honestly, fun little addition, something you can do when you hop on the game, go through your 4 raids per day that reset it at reset and get you some free rewards. Now, if you're an active player or if you can be on regularly, 4 hours for 4 shipments means that you don't need to be on 4 times in a 16-hour period or a 24-hour period, and you could have just one shipment going constantly. Now, say you're not as active, and you need to make sure you use up your shipments for the course of the day. Like, I'm going to leave this. I'm probably going to go to sleep before this 4 hours is over, so I won't be able to reset it. So I could come in and set the next one. However, if I come in here and pick new heroes, I can't use the same ones. As it shows down here, these heroes are in use. I can't use any of these heroes in this lineup. Because of that, a lot of people tend to choose lower rank shipments to defend when running their secondary or tertiary shipments in order to ensure that they still get the rewards that they want, but are less likely to get hit. One thing to keep in mind is that when you're going after other people's shipments, even if I go after the D rank, I'm still going after equally powerful people. As you can see, in my shipment here, my main set of marches for this 3-team party was 34 million. I'm not going to get, even with the weakest one, too far below that or too far above it. So the heroes that you use to defend this one, say I had, just to throw this in here, I've got a 32 million with just this set. I would only be going up against people who are also around 32 million, but it's likely their best team versus my backup team. This is why you don't want to go with S rank shipments on these, because you will likely lose. So I'm going to leave this. I will be on active tomorrow so I can finish out the rest of my shipments, but I don't need to. And honestly, it's just a nice way to get some free stuff. Plus, with the advent of the survivors upgrades, I can use this to get the signaling devices that are needed to summon more survivors. So they kind of work hand in hand, giving us more stuff to work with, more things to do in the game. Sometimes, let's be honest, it gets a little boring getting on and trying to play consistently. But I can't complain. Shipment, I love it. Survivor needs some updates, but otherwise it's a net positive for the game, and I hope to see more buildings and additions to the game kind of like this. It's definitely going to keep me on a little bit longer when I do manage to get on, so I'll take it. But again, that's really all I have to say about these. If you have any questions about either of these buildings, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help. If you have any questions about any of the other parts of the game that have been added in the last few months, I know I've still got a lot of work to do and a lot of catching up to do, so please ask the questions. I'm more than happy to help, or at the very least, divert time away to get those questions answered, either on my channel or in Z's group setting. So with that, that's all I really got. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.